This podcast is not a substitute for a relationship with your mental health professional. Hey, family. Welcome back to another episode of the Mental Health is a Lifestyle podcast with your girl, Andrea Wise-Brown. Hey, family. Oh, listen, if you're just scrolling by and you are not a part of our family, we want you to be a part of our family. So click this little bell so that you get notifications every time there's a new episode up, and subscribe to the podcast. Subscribe to the family. All right. Doesn't cost you anything. Doesn't cost you anything. But what my goal is here all the time is to inspire, to empower, to educate, to uplift, and to have fun while we're doing it. Okay. So that's the goal of the Mental Health is a Lifestyle podcast. And as I tell you, family, all the time, and I will repeat it again today, I will always be as transparent with you as I can be. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. I am showing up. I do not lie, so I will not lie, but I'm always going to be transparent with you. And so this week, I want to talk to you about something that came up for me this week. So as you know, family, if you have been listening, and I trust that you have, not in last week's episode, but the week before, when I kind of talked about having to let go of control and in order for me to heal. And I shared with you guys how I broke my foot, which was huge for me, for someone who at the time, I put a lot of my power into my feet because I am a girl who loves to walk. I love to walk. Anytime that I'm stressed out, I walk. Anytime in order to prepare my day, even before I'm stressed out, I walk. You know, I make mental health a priority. And that's why I'm here to encourage you to do the same. And a part of that is my exercise routine. Well, a part of my exercise routine is walking. Okay. So whether I'm walking on a treadmill, whether I'm hiking, whether I'm just walking in my neighborhood, like that's my thing. And I will tell you this, anytime that I could be going through anything that's stressful, just like in the middle of the day, even if I've worked out in the morning before my day, because that's usually how I start my day, I just feel empowered by taking a walk. So I found a lot of power in my feet. Now, let me tell you this. I'm going to repeat this too, is I also know that the source of my power comes from God every day. Let me tell you something. That Jesus is my father. I love God. I talk to him every day. I talk to him several times a day. But what I've noticed was when I broke my foot was, although I trust God, I love God, I give all to God, I noticed that I was putting a lot of my power for my healing, for my support, for my movement, my control, as if I needed to get through a situation, get over a situation, get away from a situation, it was always in my feet. And through breaking my foot, which was a freak accident, and if you want to know about it, I don't know that I actually told you how I did it. I don't know if I told you how I did it, but I will reveal that. I was walking down the stairs, so it was a freak accident. Like, it wasn't like I was running. It wasn't like I was jumping rope, double dutching. It wasn't even like I was at the gym or I literally, was walking down steps going to the restroom. That's exactly what I was doing. Did I have on heels? Yes, I had on heels. But do I often wear heels when I'm, hitting the streets? You know what I'm saying? Going to the restaurants and all the other things that I do. Let me see, Broadway play, because that's where we went to. Yes, I put on heels. I dance in heels. I love to dance, and I dance in heels. So I can dance in heels all night long. So this right here was a wake-up call. This wasn't about somebody who's a novice, honey, with wearing heels. No. I'm true to it. So this really was, and I was going down the stairs. So this was really a wake-up call, because I do believe that every single everything in life that happens just as it's supposed to and just when it's supposed to, even if it's inconveniencing. And let me tell y'all something. This was inconveniencing. However, it was God stopping me in my tracks because God, this is my belief, is that he really had to sit me down. He had to force me to sit down because I thought I was sitting down because y'all know everything that I prioritize is my mental health. So I talk about it like, with the foods that I eat, you know what I'm saying? They strengthen my brain with just how I deal with stressful situations. I meditate, exercise is like a pillar. In my book, Six Pillars to Power Up Your Mind, those things I do, okay? And I do regularly. So I'm thinking I'm good. So I'm thinking I am sitting down. I'm thinking I'm not running from anything. That's what I was thinking. And I'm also in therapy. And I know how, even when I'm not in therapy, when something comes up for me that I need to work through, I know how to call my therapist and get in there. So I was doing all of the things, okay? All of the things. All right. But still, my foot is broken. Ain't that something? Y'all know how that will really make you mad? Because that was one of the things that pissed me off in the beginning when I'm like, but God, I'm humble. I'm good. I give. I uplift. You know what I'm saying? I just lost my godson. Like this is huge stuff. Like I'm literally personally going through some tough stuff that I really, really, really have been leaning on God to get me through. And I'll talk about that one day. Today is not the day. However, as I'm working through this, I'm saying, God, I'm relying on you. So you break my foot. So all my power's in my foot. Lies, right? Okay. So then I learned because he had to sit me down. He said, sis, you think you sitting down, daughter. You think you sitting down, but you ain't sitting down because I got to sit you all the way down because you think you know more than what you know. Okay, God. So he sat me down, broke my foot. And so now, as I told y'all, I am here. And I said last time I'm at my childhood home, when I talked about this 2 times ago, I'm not at my childhood home. At my childhood home, I lived in Newark, New Jersey. I lived in the hood of Newark, New Jersey. Okay. Right down the street, from the projects. That's where I lived as a child. I lived in a co-op, but it was in the hood of Newark, New Jersey. When I became a teenager is when we moved to this house. So I am at my adolescence house. Okay. My mama's house. Okay. So there we go. So my family's house. So that's where I am because I couldn't go back home to take care of myself. So there's a lot of little things that I'm learning. And as I'm learning family, I'm going to share with you. I'm going to share with you what I'm learning because I believe that it could also help you. I want you to look in your life. So not just listen to my story. Now, I do love to talk and I can tell a story and y'all know that. Whether somebody, they call me and tell me get on the news and talk about this or get on this show and talk about this or get on the podcast, Andrea's going to be there because I do love to talk. However, there's a goal to my talking. And the goal is for you to be inspired or to learn something from it. And so today, again, I am encouraging you to learn something from my pain. From my pain. I don't want you to have to break your foot. I don't want you to have to break your foot. Because see, I am healing from it. Okay. One of the lessons I was going to remind y'all is I have to be dependent. Okay. So the lie that I was telling myself when this first happened was, oh my God, I can't do nothing for myself. Lies. So y'all know how we get in certain situations and then we get into a victim stance, which is normal. So I'm not blaming you or shaming you because I was there and I'll be there again. I just don't stay there long and I don't want y'all to stay there long because we can be a victim. You can be victimized. But then at some point, you got to be like, okay, it's time now for me to become a survivor. So through when it first happened, I was like, oh my God, I got to depend on everybody. I can't do anything for myself. But as what on the other side of that was, there was certain things that I could do for myself, although they were a challenge. And in me doing those things for myself, I had to ask for help. Now, I said to y'all before, and I'm repeating this in a way of me asking for help. is not something that I usually do. I don't usually ask for help. I mean, I have to really, really need help for me to ask for help. And it's because of stuff that I've gone through in my childhood. And what I learned, little Andrea learned as a little girl, was in order for her to survive and in order for her to not have a lot of emotional pain, she better do things for herself. And she better do them for herself quickly. Okay. She better depend on herself for most things that she wants to do and she wants to get. And she better not depend on anyone else. So that's what I learned. I don't know that that was intentional, but I'm just telling you what I received from that. And this is all trauma, childhood trauma. So as an adult, I have always felt like I've had to do so many things by myself. I need to figure it out by myself. You know what I'm saying? And don't ask for help. Don't ask for help. Don't ask for help. And then when I would have to ask for help, when I was in a position where I needed to ask for help, it took a lot of work. Therapy was also helpful, that it took a lot of her help took a lot of work for me to actually do it. And to understand that when I need help, or just because I need help, doesn't mean that I'm weak. It doesn't mean that I'm less than. It doesn't mean any of this. And it doesn't even mean that I'm a burden. It just might simply mean that I need help. And on the other side of that there are plenty of people who want to help you. Ah, nobody wants to stop doing what they're doing to help you. That was the lies I used to tell myself, is what I learned as a child, because if I had an issue, then I would be made to feel like I was a burden. However, what I've learned now, right? Not just now, but what I learned, after going through therapy some years ago, was that some people are like me. I love to help. This is what I do. I'm in the business of helping. Honey. I'm just like, give it to me. Give me the issue. Let me help you fix it. This is like, I'm obsessed with helping. So, yeah, God says, in doing some inner work, I had to realize that there are other people like me who want to help. Which was freaking amazing. Okay, when this thing happened and I was with my friend Susie, she was hell of a star. Like, unbelievable how this little white woman, my friend, helped me. When I say, and I'm saying that because I'm just painting a picture of, because to me, I'm a full-figured Black girl. And my friend is a thin little white little beautiful little woman. And I'm saying how I needed to lean on her. And, even in the midst of all of that, I still wasn't asking. I wouldn't ask, but she was right there every step of the way. You need this. Oh, you need to do this. I mean, through us laughing, through some tears, through some revelations, she was there. You hear what I say? There. Even where I had to put some of my weight on her little bitty self, she was there. Come on, let's go. She carrying bags, purses, her own heels, glasses, handling her business, but still there. So there are people in your life who want to help. God will always send you who you need. So don't ever be ashamed to ask for help. And then I learned that even more so when I actually got home. And I was here and I told y'all before, with my sister, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I tell you, it was unconditional. Like, every single step that I couldn't make of the way, she was there. She was there, honey. If she could have put me on her back, she would have put me on her back. And I really feel like she did. She didn't complain. She never made me feel like I was a problem. Amazing. God, these angels are in your life too. So, even in addition to that, that was another thing. So for me, the thing is asking for help. And then of course my mom is here and she likes to cook. She takes care of you by cooking. So, she's always cooking. You don't even have to ask, what you want, she's cooking. Then I got my auntie, who's my voice of reason. She's always here right around the corner. And I told y'all about my pop-pop. My pop-pop. And what he said the last time I told y'all, he said, when I say thank you, pop-pop, and he said that you don't have to thank me. That's what fathers are for. Changed my life in that moment. It was a miracle. Like, the things that you are searching for God has already given it to you. And that is what I want to talk to you about today. Hey, family, come on over here because I have something for you. Starting off with a go-to guide for keeping your minds healthy and strong. This right here is the Bible to mental health. It's your mental health Bible. The name of it is 6 Pillars to Power Up Your Mind and Make Mental Health a Lifestyle. Everything that you need to know about keeping your minds healthy and strong is in this go-to guide. Where you get it from? Well, you get it from awisebrown.com/shop. But in this go-to guide, honey, in this mental health Bible, you know what you're going to find out? You're going to find out the benefits of aromatherapy. Oh, and how it can shift your mood. But guess what? You don't have to go anyplace else to look for your aromatherapy because your girls got you, okay? You can get some aromatherapy here. This is aromatherapy is in this candle. This is called a slice of happiness. It makes me tingle, like literally makes me tingle. A slice of happiness. This is a cruelty-free candle with no parabens, no formaldehyde, and no known suspected carcinogenics. Now, you know, you go out here and you find these candles that smell good, but are they good for you? Are they good for your brain? Come on now, get real with yourself. Well, this one smells delicious and it's good for you. Made with essential oils. It's a soy candle. Amazing. You can burn it or you can just walk by and smell it. Lord have mercy, it's so good. Okay, so that's your candle, your aromatherapy, which raises the dopamine in your brain. That's your natural feel good neurotransmitters in your brain. All right, y'all. And I'm a part of you. You're a part of me. We are a family. We got hoodies now, and these are unisex hoodies, and they wear well, they wash well, and they feel so good. So you can wear them over your clothes, you know what I'm saying, and look dope, or you can wear them as your clothes with nothing under them, which I like to do often. And when you travel everywhere, I mean, every time I wear them, I'm moving around. People are always asking me whether I'm traveling, going to the supermarket. What's that? Who's that? And I'm like, mental health is a lifestyle. Because see, this is on the back. Okay? They come in white and they come in black. I'm like, join the family. Mental health is a lifestyle podcast. So there you go. Family, don't you ever say that I ain't give you nothing. You get all of these things from awisebrown.com/shop. All right? I got your goods. I got you. You don't have to go anyplace else. I'll see you on the other side. All of the things that you are searching for outside of yourself, God has already given it to you. So, although, I grew up with this, having this shell of being very strong and being very independent, and those two things I am, okay? Because I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to take that away from me. However, strong, independent, smart women and men need help too. We need help too. But what's so interesting is the thing that one of the things that your childhood trauma blocks you from realizing is that the thing that you know you need and that you keep stepping over yourself and tripping over yourself, trying not to ask for it because you feel like you're going to be re-injured in your heart. Okay, meaning somebody's going to hurt your feelings, or you're going to be dismissed, or you're going to be overlooked, or maybe they just going, going to tell you no. And when I say your heart, I'm talking about your heart being broken, or you're going to be disappointed, or that you may not get it. So you imagine that because you're afraid to go there to ask for it, to realize it, so then you go without. Why? Why are we going without? Why are you going without? You don't need to go without. So a huge, huge, huge lesson that I have learned through this process And I'm going to keep dropping lessons. I'm going to keep telling you lessons. But a huge lesson that I've learned through this process is the things that you desire, that you look for. First of all, the things that you desire desires you. That's number one, law of attraction. Law of attraction, Newton's law. For all energy that I put out in the universe, it will come back. That is Newton's law. That is physics, also known as karma. Okay. So everything that you desire desires you. And the Bible speaks of, y'all know I don't know the verses, but all that you need, you already have. Like you already possess it. You, me, already have it. So for so many years, I'm walking around feeling like I got to do this by myself. There's certain things I just have to do by myself. I just need to do this by myself. I got to pull this up by myself. I got to figure this out by myself. And if I'm not figuring it out by myself, then I have to lead other people and showing them how to do it by themselves. I got to lead other people by helping them do it by themselves. And it's just so interesting how God will show you, sis. First of all, you think you were doing it by yourself, but you weren't doing it by yourself because I was always here doing it for you. And little girl, this is God talking to me because I say sis and little girl, my daughter. And not only am I the one, I'm the only one that's creating all of this, all of your independence, all of your dreaming, all of your struggle, all of your strife, all of your strength. It's me. But I have also put the people in your life already. I've put them in your life already. Everything, all of the things that you need, I've already given you, sis. And instead of you looking outside of yourself, looking over there, thinking it might be there, assuming it might be there, it ain't in none of those places because that's superficial help. The help that you need, sis, I already know. See, the help that you think you need, you think you figured out a way to get it. But God says, no, sis. The help that you really need, because you're my child and I know you already have it. You just need to trust me and access it. Look around you, sis. Look around you because I've already given it to you. And stop looking outside of yourself. Stop allowing your childhood trauma to block you from everything that I've already given you. And I'm saying this to you guys, and I'm talking about help. And it might seem like this is really small, but I'm telling you, for me, it's really big, right? Is that I'm leaning on the help that he already gave me. And as I'm leaning on the help, the feedback that I'm getting is just more love. It's just more love. It's just more connection. It's just more trust. You understand what I'm saying? It's more trust. And it looks like it's just my family, which some of you might say, well, I have a family, Andrea, and my family, they help me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is no big deal, but I am telling you, I want you to use it as a metaphor. It is more than family because it has been a brain shift for me. And as I have sat here, okay, miles away from my home where I have been dependent and I've had to ask for help. And let me tell y'all something. As I've accessed help, the more people who I've had around me and surrounding me, who God also put in my life, have shown up. The more people who I've had around me who I didn't even know if they cared or thought about or would never have reached out. Like they've shown up. They have shown up. And I haven't even had to ask for it. But God has put me in position to show me who's around you. I've already given it to you. They've shown up and they have shown out. And even as I sit here now, million miles away from my house, where I can't really do for myself there, I'm saying, but here I can, right? And so as the days go on and the more patient I've become and the more trusting in God and the more trusting in my help and the more that I've been asking, God has given me more and more blessings. I have received more emails about, we got this job lined up for you, sis, so you can speak here as soon as your foot heals. You know, I got this. Listen, we already setting up your calendar for more speaking engagements, more speaking events here and here. Like your calendar is getting filled up. So what I'm telling you is God had to show me that everything that you need, I got you. And I've already given it to you. And there is no need to fret. There is no need to be concerned. There is no need to be the strongest. There is no need to be the toughest. Like there is no need to feel like you got to be tight and you just got to keep drilling through and drilling through. Now, I will tell you this. You have to do work. Yes, in order to achieve any goal, whatever you think, you create. Whatever you think, you create. So whatever it is that you desire, you have to think about it. You have to have a plan, your plan, and God's plan always supersedes it. But you do have to have a plan because you have to start walking in that way. And as you start to walk in that way, no pun intended, okay, one foot over here. But as you start to walk in that way, if you let go, then God will lighten your load. As you let go, then God will lighten your footsteps. As you let go, God will get you there safer and more secure than you could have ever gotten there on your own. You understand what I'm saying? So all of your dreams, everything that it is that you want, it is already there. And I am telling you that when it's time, God will bless you with it. It's already there. But don't allow your childhood stuff, your childhood trauma to get in the way of you realizing what it is, blocking your vision because you think that you have to be a certain way in order to get it. You go back to me that you got to be the toughest and you got to be the strongest and you got to be the one that everybody leans on and you have to be the one to be the leader and figure it out for everybody else. God says, sis, no, I put the people around you. You already set up, and everything that you've thought of, everything that I put in your mind, everything that you truly desire that I gave you because you can see it clearly, it's yours. It's yours. But it's on my time. So relax, sit down, sit all the way down. Because as you start to actualize and get to all of the things that I promised you, you're going to have to realize everybody around you who's there, who's helping you. You're going to have to realize that you ain't just doing it you ain't just doing it with me, but you also have some other people who you can rely on. You can ask for help. You are nobody's burden. You are nobody. So God says, I'm going to lighten your load because where you going is going to be so heavy that if you think that you're going to have to carry it yourself, if you think you're going to have to carry it yourself, you're going to break down. You ain't going to be able to handle it. So I got to strip you from that mindset of you thinking that if you ask for help, you're a burden. I got to strip you of that. And I have to remind you that the dream is real and it's going to come to fruition, that your goals are real and they're going to come to fruition, and that I already put my angels and people down there surrounding you and they're going to help you as you ascend, because sometimes it's going to get heavy. And I'm here to tell you, that's what he said to me, is I got you. You ain't never alone, but guess what? I'm here. But I got people around you, and I want you to open your mouth and ask for help because you're not a burden. I got people around you who want to help you because I put them there to help you. Just how you want to help people, why would you think that other people don't want to help you too? But family, in order for me to get that lesson, I Had to be on my ass. Okay? Ass and 1 foot and 2 crutches. Okay, I got 1 right now. I'm kind of hobbling. And a boot. Never showed y'all a boot the last time. Let me show you my boot. That's my boot. Now, let me just tell y'all something about this boot. I couldn't even really pick my foot up before. So also look for patience and healing. Because listen, that was almost 4 weeks ago. No, that was 4 weeks ago. Broke my foot 4 weeks ago. 4 weeks in the healing. Girlfriend about to get her Millie Rock back. Girlfriend about to get her Millie Rock back. You hear what I say? And then I know that in spite of all of this, even if I don't Millie Rock the way that I used to, God already put my support around me so I can reach out and say, and I will, help me, please. Sis, help me, please. My brother, help me, please. And I'll expect it because that's what I do. I give. And that's what God has done. He has put the people around me to also give and to help me too. So I love you, family. And I want to ask you, I'm going to leave you with asking you, what is it? What is it that's getting in the way of you actualizing, becoming your best self? What are you telling yourself that you have to be? What are you telling yourself that you need to be because you're afraid to be re-injured again? I'm talking about with your heart. You don't want your feelings hurt. You don't want your feelings hurt. You don't want to be re-injured. You got me? You don't want to go through that trauma again. You don't want to be hurt again. What are you avoiding? What is it that you're avoiding? Ask yourself, what am I avoiding? Is it that I don't ask for things that I need because I'm a burden? You know what I'm saying? Is it that I don't face my trauma because I'm afraid that it's too big for me? You know, what is it? What is it? Is it that I'm afraid that if I get connected to somebody else, they're going to use me and abuse me now, today, because I was used and abused as a child? What is it? Ask yourself, what's your thing? What's your thing that you learned, that you had to do as your defense mechanism? You got to be like this, and because you got to stay away from that. Because if I'm like this, then I keep myself safe. And I don't get re-injured. I don't get hurt. I don't get disappointed. You know what I'm saying? What is it? Because I am telling you to trust God, get in therapy, and to choose to let it go. And if your thing was like mine, it's feeling like you don't want to be a burden, so you don't ask for help. If people want to help me, then they come help me. But if they don't want to help me, if they don't ask me, I ain't going to ask them. Lies, lies, lies. Before y'all, people would have to literally beg me to help me. I'm talking about even my daughter, okay? Like, no, come on, mom, like beg me to help me because I don't want to be a burden. That's my girl. That's my bestie. That's my bestie of the bestie is. And Celeste knows that. Everybody who knows who my best friends, you know that. My mama, everybody know that. That's my girl. Okay? And anywho, even with my own child, when I tell you we thick, but you don't want to be a burden. That was the old me. Not no more, because I know I'm not. I know that what I put out, it will come back. And God has already set up my angels down here, my helping angels. And so I will ask for help. So, family, if your thing was my thing, you're no burden. Ask for help. Because we out here, ready to give it to you. All right. Okay, family. So that is another episode of the Mental Health is a Lifestyle podcast with your girl, Andrea Wise-Brown. I will see you next week with another lesson, honey, that I'm getting. Because, they just downloading. God just downloading lessons, and I'm just going to give them to you. And just real, raw and real. With the intention for you to take it, to shape it, to see how it applies to your life so you can live the best life ever. Live abundantly. Live abundantly, because that's what God would have. So, family, work it. You got to work it in order for it to work, my love. And what supersedes all of the work and all of the tips and the stories is the power of God. Trust God, and it will happen. See you next week.